Greetings, fellow traders. Bubble here. It's time for the daily market wrap for Friday, February the 26th, 2021. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, well, let's take a look and see where we left off the market today. So SPX down 18 points today, and the month is done with a grueling upper shadow off of the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly chart. So still not as bad as this one right before the Corona crash, but not great finish to the month. Weekly chart definitely got some downside follow through here off of that dark cloud cover week, right? And so now we're really just kind of eating into and testing this candle. We're basically holding 50% of the range, so that's okay. We just need to see how it holds, right, going forward, because on the daily chart, this harmonic never ended up playing out. We're going to have to redo the wave count here in the bubble report this weekend. What we're probably looking at here is a potential ABC pullback, maybe for the gap fill. We got really close to the gap fill, couldn't quite get that there today. Maybe we'll fill that right here, finish the wave C move down, hold on to the daily cloud, hold on to the daily up or the the macro upward trend line, and see if this thing's ready to work its way up. Because, I mean, it is just having a little bit of struggle here at the end of the week, right? So you can see here on the daily chart, we did break the bump line right here, but we're holding the pitchfork and we're holding the upward trend line, right? So that's some good news there for the bulls. So anyway, good stuff there. Let's take a look at some of the other names that set up here today. So we have the SPY, of course. SPY again with increased volume today on a red candle, but we are still holding the 50-day moving average, so that's some good news right there. S&P futures gave us a lot of great moves today. It was some fun stuff today on the futures, guys, in our group. If you're not part of the group, you got to check it out. It's fun stuff. Huge megaphone bounces today, up, down, up, down. I mean, it was just, futures are fun, right? This is hard on options. This is really, really tough. You got to be very precise on options, but with our setups on futures, you can catch some really nice moves today. And that drop at the end of the day was like a 20-point drop, right? And that ends up playing up really, really well with those. So we'll see how these go going into the weekend. Again, we're going to track these levels. Again, we got a nice fresh geometric line right here. So let me get that pulled up there. Here to here and here to here. So let's see if that triangulates into Sunday night. So we'll see where we go from there. Good stuff. Let's take a look at the Qs and see how they behaved here today. So Qs, again, just kind of chopped around a bit. Again, they held on to this rising channel pretty well for the majority of the day. And, of course, we pulled back at the end of the day right here. If we just kind of, if I make this a little bit more friendly here, let's see, activate this. So if we get this, so just to kind of show you like what we're looking at here today. There, right there. Right, you can see just nice bounces here between the top of the channel. So, but good stuff there. That was from the bubble report this morning. Of course, we got the IWM, right? So the IWM really just kind of choppy there today. Not really too much action. It did hold this this support level right here, so that's good. And the XLF ended up kind of being a blah day, right? So that definitely affects the market overall. So if the banks can't hang in there, right, it's tough for the whole market too. So a lot of names are looking interesting, right? We had a lot of tight consolidation patterns going into next week. So we might see names like Apple, right? Some of the big names start towards it. It's kind of a rough close at the end of the day, but we'll see if they can try to buy the dip off of that going into We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting week, a very telling week next week. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in the newsletter this weekend, of course. Tesla's kind of a choppy day there. Let's take a look and see how it ended up finishing here on the daily chart. So still at that zone, right? So, but again, still below the downward trend line. Same thing with Apple. Apple's in a fresh downtrend, right? It's got to get above it to get going. Amazon, again, this thing's been generally pretty weak recently, but it's actually up 35 points today and held the 200-day moving average. So that's a good news for Amazon. A couple other names that were on the radar today. Airbnb had earnings yesterday. A big loss. Right, $11, right, more than expected, but yeah, it's bullish, right? So it ended up getting over the 80 MA and started to push on that one there today. DKNG also had earnings today, ended up hanging over the 80 MA too, so that could be a good one to keep an eye on going into next week. RKT with an nasty pullback with a big gap below. They had great earnings, but this name is just all over the place. Nikola, so don't forget Nikola, guys. That was a nasty one too. This one was just down from the open. And one to kind of keep an eye on the radar next week is Uber. This thing got really tight today, right? So we have a Harami right here. This is actually a homing pigeon pattern here on the candlestick chart. So see if it works its way up here and tries to work its way up to the 50-day moving average. So we'll see how that goes there. Anyway, guys, good stuff. Hope everybody has an awesome weekend. If you guys are not in our group, definitely consider joining us. You can check out the newsletter this weekend, and hope everybody has a great one. And until we see you guys in the next one, we'll see you guys on Sunday, too, for the Elliott Wave Show with Paul and with Algo 382, so that'll be a fun one as well. So hope to see you guys then. Until then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.